Your lordships are here to administer justice, and that justice must not be sacrificed for expedition.
Counsel for the 2020 presidential election petitioner Chatu Chikata reacts to election petitions adjudication timelines.
Also tonight, some COVID-19 contact tracers to turn down re-engagement over unpaid allowances and abject neglect. We'll bring you details of that.
And ahead in business this evening, Ghana Union of Traders Associations GUTA kicks against increment in local taxes and levies at the ports amidst international freight charges.
And on the international front, Joe Biden sworn in as 46th U.S. president, ending one of the most dramatic political transitions in American history. We're live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV channel 279, and all across the world on 3news.com. Let's get into the details now. And counsel for the petitioner in the 2020 presidential election petition, Chatu Chikata, has told the Supreme Court that as much as the court may want to stick to timelines for adjudication of election petitions, it should also be done in regard of the justice that it also deserves. He was reacting to orders by the court for parties to file their witness statements by noon on Thursday, January 21, a timeline he deemed too short.
Counsel for the petitioner during proceedings told the court he had filed memorandum of issues and an application to review the ruling of the court that dismissed the interrogatories filed to compel the EC to respond to some questions related to the 2020 presidential election.
Trying to ensure that we complied with your orders yesterday. We have just succeeded in filing a memorandum of issues. We are also in the process of filing an application for review of your ruling yesterday.
The judges, after returning from a long recess, read to the court the orders they have upheld as substantive issues to be dealt with during trial.
Whether or not the petition discloses any reasonable course of action. 2, whether or not, based on the data contained in the declaration of the first respondent and the second respondent, as president-elect, no candidate obtained more than 50% of their valid votes cast as required by Article 63, Clause 3 of the 1992 Constitution. 3, whether or not the second respondent still met the Article 63, Clause 3 of the 1992 Constitution threshold by the exclusion or inclusion of the Techiman-South constituency presidential election results. 4, whether or not the declaration by the first respondent dated the 9th of December 2020 of the result of the presidential election conducted on the 7th December 2020 was in violation of Article 63, Clause 3 of the 1992 Constitution. 5, whether or not the alleged vote pardon and other errors complained of by the petitioner affected the outcome of the presidential election results of 2020.
This did not go down well with Chatu Chikata, who was of the view the day was set aside for pre-trial, which needed a contribution of the parties.
My Lord, with respect, it is case management, and I believe we have an input that we can also make as parties, because we had, for instance, witness statements. I mean, my Lord, with the greatest respect, we are human. I mean, maybe they're superhumans, but as of this morning, we have filed an application for review of a ruling that you delivered yesterday. There are consequences to that. We also have outstanding requests to admit facts, which are due within 3 days from when they were served on the other party. There are a number of outstanding issues which have not been discussed.
But the court held a different view.
There's no outstanding issue. The application for review of our ruling yesterday does not operate as a stay of execution.
Well, I did not, with respect,
we are operating on strict timelines under CI 99.
He then insisted justice must be served irrespective of the stance of the court.
Well, also of the fact that it is a matter which parties may make representations about. That is a matter of whether it is conducted through witness statements or through oral testimony. I mean, that is also a matter to be considered on the basis of representations made. But, I mean, your lordships have made the orders already, and we will be served with them, and I believe we will advise ourselves.
Mr. Chikata, you know about CI 99 and its schedule. That's the 2016 law.
I do know about the schedule provided, but I also know that your lordships are here to administer justice, and that justice must not be sacrificed for expedition.
The case has been adjourned to January 26 for commencement of trial.
Well, and soon after hearing, spokesperson for the petitioner said her side is shocked at the ruling of the court. But member of the second respondent's legal team, Frank Davis, accused the petitioner of attempts to circumvent and sidestep the rules.
Frank Davis accused the petitioner of always making complaints in court. He sought answers from the petitioner for accusing the court of sacrificing justice on the altar of expeditious adjudication.
As petitioners, they should have known that CI 99 governs these proceedings. And CI 99 has been in place since 2016. When did they realize about expedition, delay, and justice? Of course, expedition is justice. You don't come to court with a set of rules and you want to circumvent and obviate the rules by your own careless abandon. How do you come to court with a petition and you don't know that you have to file a witness statement? You don't know that you have to settle a memorandum of issues? I don't understand what is meant by sacrificing justice on the altar of expedition. Justice delayed is justice denied.
Marietta Brew, speaking for the petitioner, expressed shock at the ruling, especially when her side was in court for pre-trial.
We are quite shocked because we are here for pre-trial, for case management, and for those who've been in court, we know what case management is. Case management is a discussion between the parties and the court as to how the trial is going to proceed. Today, that's not what happened. We were told what is going to happen. There was no discussion as to what our views were on how the case should proceed. So we are quite shocked.
Frank Davis repeated claims the posture of the petitioner does not suggest a side ready for trial.
The Supreme Court is the determinant of its own rules. There are set rules governing the election petition. The application for review will be heard tomorrow. Whether they are successful or not is not left to me. They are just not ready. It should tell all of you. They were advocating for a live broadcast of the proceedings. We were not averse to it. Everybody is seeing what is happening in the Supreme Court. Every single day, lead counsel for the petitioner has one complaint or the other. You cannot blame the failure of a bad farm on your tools of implementation.
Marietta Brew will not have any of that.
Now, let no one say we are not prepared. If we're not prepared, we wouldn't have come to court, we wouldn't have filed the petition in the first place. All we are saying is that processes we have served, processes we have filed, processes that need to be dealt with have not been dealt with. How do we start a trial? That is all we are saying. So if you ask us to come to court on the 26th to commence a trial, how are we going to start a trial when our notice to admit facts has not been dealt with? Our interrogatories, our application for review of interrogatories has been pushed to a date after the trial has started. I mean, it doesn't really make sense to us. Unfortunately, we have to say this.
Well, we'll keep our eyes on the Supreme Court and be updating you in the coming days how everything else transpires there. But away from that, just a bit, some health workers who initially served as contact tracers after the outbreak of COVID-19 in the country sometime March 2020 are saying they would not risk their lives to resume the exercise as contact tracers if they are contacted again to do so. According to them, allowances for work done between April and June last year have not been paid, while those who got infected with COVID-19 were left to their fate. Take a look.
The recent surge in cases has been attributed to the lack of adherence to the safety protocols during the Christmas festivities. Government officials have shut down claims election campaigns and related activities before and on December 7 may have contributed to the spike. In its early days, Ghana's COVID-19 response was heralded as a success story. But for many health workers today, a lot has changed, which raises serious concerns. Health workers hired to conduct contact tracing at the height of a pandemic ended their contract on April 19, 2020 in some districts. A few districts had their tracers continue till June 3 that same year. One of them is Papa, not his real name.
Contact tracing actually started on the 1st of April, as the President of the nation had announced. And to our understanding, we were doing the contact tracing until the cases were down. But we were later informed that the contact tracing was just from 1st April to 19th of April. But for my district, we had worked even after the 19th of April, even to somewhere 3rd June, around 4th June.
It has been a struggle demanding payments for work they did after the official end of their contract on April 19.
From the 1st of April to the 19th of April, we had received all our monies that we had worked for. But from the 20th of April through the whole month of May till almost the 3rd of June, we have not received any payments, only to be informed that the contract was to end on the 19th of April. And we're like, how? We were working all this while we were taking the data and people are risking their life to work and realize that they inform us that it was just ending 19. What have we not said about our monies? It's just unfortunate.
To make matters worse, Papa and some of his colleague contact tracers were left to their fate when they were infected in the line of duty despite assurances by the state to offer them insurance packages and other incentives.
I can speak for myself and some few colleagues of mine who got infected that I know. None of us, not even a single one of us, have received our insurance packages. As at May, June, July, none of us have received any of the insurance health packages. So how do you expect us to go back to the field when we now see that the cases are rising?
TV3 News has gathered disease control officers in the various districts took over the contact tracing activity from June. A source in one of the districts in Accra told us, due to lack of logistics and vehicles, the disease control officers wait at the facility for people to report with symptoms. But typically, case investigators follow up on contacts of infected persons in the communities to link those with symptoms to testing and care. They also support isolation of those who are infected, warn contacts of their exposure, assess their symptoms and risk, and provide instructions for next steps. An encounter with a contact tracer after you went to a pub for dinner would likely have you answer the following questions. Where did you sit? Who was with you? Did the staff serve at the table or did you order at the bar? Was there social distancing? There might be more questions too. Based on this information, contact tracers will determine who meets the definition of a close contact and therefore needs to be called, asked to quarantine, and followed up to check if they develop symptoms. Sadly, all that has stopped, except for voluntarily subjecting myself to a COVID test in November last year after some of my friends tested positive for the virus. Nobody contacted me. Even some persons whose relatives died from complications of COVID-19 were not contacted to quarantine or isolate. The Ghana Health Service says contact tracing did not stop at any point.
Contact tracing has never stopped. There is now a commercial part of this lab thing by virtue of the walk-in. So the walk-in, people walk in to assess their status. And then somehow there will be a challenge about linking the status to the care. So if I'm positive, when I'm positive, I need to inform the health facility that the serial queen has come to our place, is positive. So we want you to take over. The health system now comes in, speaks to you, identify your contacts, and do the contact tracing. I think that there's a gap here. So that's one thing that we are trying to address. The government actually provided 25 pickups. So we gave 15 pickups to Greater Accra to enhance their contact tracing. Greater Accra went further to also engage both. There's an MOU to help in transporting the health workers to follow up the contacts. Contact tracing never stopped. It's just that it has some challenges which we are trying to address.
Listen to President Akufo-Addo in his last address to the nation, hinting the surge in cases means drastic action is required.
We apologize for the drop in sound there, but certainly a very concerning issue reported by Komla Ajum that will be staying on and bringing you a lot more on in our subsequent bulletins. But still on the coronavirus, the Greater Accra Regional Police Command has so far arrested 344 persons for not wearing face masks, with some having been granted bail. Public Relations Officer DSP Efia Tenga told TV3 the operation is being intensified to make the public more responsible in the fight against the deadly virus.
Yesterday, when we embarked on this operation, we arrested a whole number of them. Here in Accra alone, the regional command, we arrested about 97 people. And as of now, we've been able to arrest from the various divisions a total of about 344 persons. And one glaring challenge that we'll have probably is where to keep these people. First of all, we do not know the health, status of these persons. And so if you get them arrested, the mere fact that they are living together would also suggest or mean that you're also compromising the health risk of others. And that is if what we have been told is anything to go by. So we had to, grant most of them to a bail. And some of them were issued with warning letters. Others were even warned verbally because the operation is an ongoing exercise. What we seek to achieve is for people to get the consciousness to put on the nose mask at the end of the day. And so we wish that we also comply. We don't think that we need to see the police before we do what is right. And so we'll continue to do this until people get, the message.
We continue to encourage all of us to adhere to the safety protocol, wear face masks, and also sanitize as much as possible and observe social and physical distancing. But away from COVID-19, the police is on the heels of the armed robbers who shot and killed a policeman escorting a Bullion van at Nyankomaso in the Adanse North District of the Ashanti region. That's what you see on your screens there, the deceased. The incident occurred at about 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday, January 19. The armed robbers, numbering about 10, attacked the Bullion van, which was heading to New Dubiase from Donkonofin. They took away an unspecified amount of money and the deceased policeman's rifle. Now, the driver of the van and two other occupants, you understand, sustained injury. We'll bring you details of that. But the body has since been deposited at the morgue. That is what you see right there on your screens.
Still live here on News 360, and up next is our MTN video report.
This is how lawless our people have become. They have now built a structure around electricity pole. It is happening at Atoko, Amaga district of the Volta region. So we are appealing to electricity company to come to our aid before something terrible happens. I am a citizen journalist, invisible guy, Atovok.
Well, we look forward to also receiving your video report, which you could send to us via WhatsApp number 055-1433-044. Stay with us here on News 360. We've got business news with Eton Amsay shortly.
I'm a proud old student of Agri Memorial Senior High School. My school needed a facelift, and Deluxe acrylic paint came in
and did their magic. And wow, the school looks
the touch is simply classic.
The school environment is now conducive for us all to teach and learn.
After the painting, our colors are just phenomenal.
Exquisite, a conducive place to study now.
Proud to be an amazing.
You like the acrylic paint, you can't contest.
When you wake up in the morning, before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
We always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Star 787 Hash is celebrating its winners of 2020. Each week, we've seen one of you win 20,000 Ghana cedis. Also, 8 big jackpot wins between 70,000 Ghana cedis and 920,000 Ghana cedis. And of course, there were 4 lucky brand new Toyota Corolla winners. This year, dear, you for blow. What would you do with 1,000,000 Ghana cedis? Will you buy a house, start that dream business, or make a lifetime investment? Make your dreams come alive. Win this big jackpot with only 5 Ghana cedis this Saturday and be a millionaire. What you waiting for? Pick your phone now and dial star 787 hash to play and win. Star 787 hash. Obiadi.
I love football. Football can be a dirty game, on or off the pitch. Even when I'm trying to score at a party, stains find a way of tracking me down. But I don't worry at all, because I have Cleansoft. Use new Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, a unique formula with active ingredients and enzymes that gets rid of all stubborn stains and leaves your clothes smelling wonderful.
Cleansoft, my favorite.
Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, clean all.
Make you start off the year by stepping up with DSTV.
Things are about to get cray.
Whoa, okay.
And that's important because
DSTV, they come give you more of the entertainment you and your family they like. So fasten your seatbelt. As DSTV take you go higher with more epic live soccer, exciting local drama, and best kids show.
That's a lot.
My people, all you for do be say, starting from 14th January to 31st March, upgrade your current DSTV package to the next one, and DSTV will bump you up to the one above that at no extra cost. It be that simple.
What?
Come on.
Oh, exciting. Okay.
For example, let's say you have family. All you have to do is pay for Compact, and DSTV will give you Compact Plus at no extra cost.
This is a lot.
Yeah. Follow us with the hashtag DSTV Step Up for More, or call us on 0302 740 540. Terms and conditions apply.
Is that not your wife?
Okoye, every time your children are falling sick, you don't have money.
Stop, everyone! Baby.
Stop.
What's that TV for tonight? You know I like that sweet-scented insecticide spray. Little bit on the porch. Now the be up in the living room. Bedroom, what do you hear? Me love you, me baby.
Although you're dead.
Of course, I take very good care of my wife and children, so I always win. If you want to protect your family against mosquitoes, there's still this sweet-scented perfume coil now. I repel mosquitoes. I know we say baby. And the spray, also sweet-scented. It kills all crawling and flying insects. Heaven insecticide. Oh, sharp no. Prevention is always better than Maunsanka or Heaven insecticide spray. And in the coil, if you say heaven dear,
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
The business segment is brought to you by Universal Merchant Bank.
Let's do business now. My name is Eton Amse. The Ghana Union of Traders Association is kicking against what it calls astronomical increase in taxes and levies at the ports amid high international freight charges. According to President of the association, Dr. Joseph Obeng, the 500% increment in freight charges will be passed on to the consumer as it will impact on pricing of goods and services in the country. George Queening has more.
The COVID-19 pandemic has affected every facet of life, including trade and business. A lack of productivity in China and Europe is leading to containers coming in empty, resulting in an increment in international freight charges. A 40-footer container that was renting between $2,800 and $3,000 has astronomically shot up to $13,000 depending on the shipping line.
Prices have started going up because freight is an integral part of importation. It's a major part of importation. And if it is being increased well over 400%, then it's a cause of worry for the importer and then the consumer. I mean, for instance, I was supposed to bring 5 containers this month, but if I should bring 5 containers, it means I have to pay only for freight $65,000. I've decided to bring 2 for the time being. So it's subjective, depends on how you want to do. But like I've said, it's going to impede on the way we do our business and the importation.
President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, said will be insensitive on the part of institutions to increase levies and taxes amid the high freight charges.
If you look at the freight charges alone, nobody should think about increasing any levy or any tax anyway. And we are not going to accept that. At least I know morally institutions and all that also read through some of these things. Otherwise, businesses will collapse. We cannot do anything. Because some of us, our capital is just $20,000. If your capital is $20,000 and then you travel and then you use $13,000 only for an empty container, then you are out of business. You've collapsed in advance.
Although the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, GIPA, has hinted of some arrangements to give relief to importers, Dr. Joseph Obeng is clueless about how it will be done.
I don't know how they will do it. I don't know the context with which they were talking about this. But then it's about the shipping lines. They are talking about demand and supply. And I doubt if Ghana Export Promotion can do anything with that regard. But if they are able to do something to alleviate our plight, it is welcome.
Meanwhile, GUTA is requesting government to direct the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and shipping lines to give unconditional waivers on demurrage and rent charges in a COVID-19 era.
And the producer price inflation rate for December 2020 was 7%. This is the lowest since October 2020. This rate represents a 1.1 percentage point decrease in producer inflation relative to the 8.1% rate recorded in November 2020.
On a month-on-month basis, specifically comparing the month of November 2020 to the month of December 2020, producer price inflation was 0.6%. This simply means that from a producer's point of view, prices of goods and services have gone up by 0.6% on a month-on-month basis, and on a year-on-year basis, that is comparing December 2019 to December 2020, prices of goods and services from the producer's point of view have gone up by 7.0%. From a subsector point of view, we see the mining and quarrying subsector indicating the highest producer price inflation of 31.5%, and this is distantly followed by manufacturing subsector 3.8%, and lastly utility subsector recording a year-on-year producer price inflation of 0.2%. Again, from a subsector point of view, looking at it from the mining and quarrying subsector, the manufacturing subsector, and the utility subsector, we do not record any changes in producer price inflation from the utility subsector, but we see the manufacturing subsector on a month-on-month basis going up by 0.9%, followed by manufacturing subsector going up by 0.6%.
MTN Ghana Foundation has presented workstations and startup tools worth 200,000 cedis to 50 young men and women from Suhum and Insawam after undergoing training in mobile phone repair and maintenance. The gesture was to complement government's efforts in job creation and to give back to society.
The intervention was in partnership with Plan Ghana International. Each beneficiary received a kiosk, tools, and accessories. Board member of the MTN Foundation, Nabila Williams, explained the uniqueness of the project, which she said would be extended to other parts of the country.
Majority of wayside trainers do not have the inside knowledge as these people would have. From here, they'll go to Amasama. From Amasama, that will mean other Ghanaian youth will be trained because majority of the youth are phone users. And so they will learn to train, and as I said, to train other people.
Country IT manager of Plan Ghana, Maud Chagli, who provided the training, lauded MTN for the program. Then Sawam Aduajiri Municipal Chief Executive, Isaac Boabin, entreated the beneficiaries to ensure others benefit from the knowledge and skills acquired. The beneficiaries thanked the donors and facilitators.
With the set and the skills I'm having, I can also train people so that they also join me.
When people see that a woman is trying to repair phone, at least to be a surprise to them. So I say that it's a unique thing, a lady being knowing how to repair phone.
The foundation, since its inception in 2007, has implemented 152 projects with over $15 million investments.
An accountant from Wager in the Greater Accra region, Samuel Opoku, has become the 60th unique prize winner in the Star 787 hash mobile lottery. He was presented with a check for 20,000 cedis.
Ghana's Premier Mobile Lottery has so far rewarded many players, each with 20,000 Ghana cedis, and over 1 million players with amazing cash and commodity prizes. Osei Area Francis, who received the prize for Samuel Opoku, showed his appreciation.
He called me and said, there is something around 787 lotteries, so we should all try our luck. So we all tried. Along the line, I stopped, and he continued to. So 2 days ago, he called me and said he has won it. I thought he was joking. So he said today I should come and represent him and collect the. I came here and I have seen everything. Everything is rare. My advice for them is they should stick to these 787 lotteries, because what I've seen here is rare. And once you won, you've won. They will give you the money.
Head Customer Experience Akotoban for Richard encouraged people to participate in subsequent draws and get the chance to win.
Being a millionaire is easy with Star 787 hash. You can take home 1,277,500 Ghana cedis this Saturday. It could make your dream a reality. Just pick your phone now and dial Star 787 hash to play and win, because this could be your moment. Don't miss it.
All tickets purchased for the Thursday draw automatically qualify for the big 1,277,500 Ghana cedis jackpot and the unique 20,000 cash prize. A ticket is only 5 cedis and your phone number is your participation in the draw. You can play at your convenience on all networks and anywhere in Ghana. With Star 787 hash, every player is a winner.
Congratulations to him, and that'll be it for Business for tonight. More business news on 3news.com. I'm Eto Namse. Many thanks for your time.
UMB Speed Up presents 10 steps to stay safe. If you can, stay home. Wash your hands regularly with soap under running water. Keep alcohol-based hand sanitizer close for frequent use. If you must go out, maintain a safe distance of at least 1 meter from the next person. Cough or sneeze with your mouth and nose covered with tissue, or bend your elbow while doing so. Avoid handshakes or hugs. Keep a mental note of people you have come into contact with or places you've been to. Avoid touching your face with unwashed hands. Drink a lot of fluid system with fruits and vegetables. Bank whenever, wherever with UMB Speed Up. UMB Speed Up. Digibank, let's go.
My husband deserves the best jollof. Yay! And so do my kids. Not necessary, dear. Because for the first time in Ghana, we have the new Tasty Tom Jollof Mix. This has all the pepper, onion, thyme, curry powder, ginger, garlic, and tomatoes I need to cook my tasty jollof with no stress at all. All I do is pour my oil, add Tasty Tom Jollof Mix, fry for 4 minutes, and add water, some cube and salt, and finally rice. And my tasty jollof is ready in only 45 minutes.
So tasty.
New Tasty Tom Jollof Mix. Wash your hands regularly. Stay home and eat healthy.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Mom, so KidVite contains 12 vitamins?
Yes, 12 essential vitamins that growing bodies need.
So we'll grow healthy and strong. And smart?
Absolutely.
KidVite Multivitamin Tonic contains all the essential vitamins and nutrients needed for the healthy development of children from age 1 to 12 years. Also available, KidVite Multivitamin Drops for babies under 12 months. Grow strong, grow healthy with KidVite. Distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Do your gums hurt?
Yeah.
Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile?
All that in one toothpaste?
Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums.
Ah, Colgate Herbal.
Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
See, you gotta have a smile, no matter what it takes. Then you gotta take perk down, love the way it tastes. Feel the perky buzz from your toes to your face. You gotta take perk down, perky it today. Say oh, 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 oh. You gotta take perk down, perky it today. Say oh, 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 oh. You gotta take perk down, perky it today. Say oh, 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 oh. You gotta take perk down, perky it today.
Perk up anywhere, even at home, with the rich, milky taste of Peck biscuits. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back to News 360. Let's go back to some COVID-19 related stories. Boko Central Member of Parliament Mama Yariga on Wednesday moved his motion requesting President Akufo-Addo to initiate steps to suspend admission and other fees for public tertiary students as part of COVID-19 relief programs in this country. But the Boko Central Member of Parliament in his motion argued the move is to bring relief to parents whose incomes have been adversely affected by the impact of the pandemic. The majority, that's the NPP majority group in Parliament through its Chief Whip, Frank Anodompre, however, prayed for the motion to be rejected, describing it as incompetent since the mover refers to admission fees for both freshmen and continuing students.
Mr. Speaker, it is urgent because this is when the admission letters have been sent to the students. This is when the students are supposed to pay. Indeed, I have a copy of an admission letter which was issued to a student from the University of Ghana, and that admission letter has given the student 2 weeks 2 weeks within which to make that payment. And if the student does not make the payment within the 2 weeks period, then that student loses his opportunity to be admitted into the university. Parents are struggling to feed themselves and their children back home. They cannot even afford that. Jobs are being lost left and right, partly because of COVID, partly because of some previous measures such as the financial sector crisis, which just came before the COVID. And I'm told by PricewaterhouseCoopers report that over 6,000 direct jobs were lost as a result of the banking sector crisis.
We don't have anything as captured by your motion as admission fees. We don't have anything like that. We have academic user fee. I seek your relief that this motion is flawed, is incompetent, and the honorable member should do the needful. And I implore you to dismiss it aside.
Well, so that's what happened in Parliament, but let's go straight on to the international front and what's happening in the United States. Joe Biden has been sworn in as the 46th U.S. president, ending one of the most dramatic political transitions in American history. Just see right there, he's quoted as saying, democracy has prevailed, unquote, he said after taking the oath of office from Chief Justice John Roberts. Outgoing President Donald Trump, who has not formally conceded to Mr. Biden, did not attend the ceremony. As he announced a couple of weeks ago, he is the first president not to attend his successor's inauguration since 1869. And the new president has announced a raft of executive orders aimed at reversing Mr. Trump's key policies. That's what happened earlier today. Well, let's expand our tentacles a bit, shall we, Natalie?
Absolutely. Offered a very historic day in the United States of America. And we're joined on Zoom by national security law and foreign policy expert based in Washington, D.C., Joanna Lee Blank. Thanks so much for joining us. Joanna here.
Thank you for having me.
360. Now, today certainly does mark a new chapter in America's democracy. What are your expectations of Biden's administration?
First and foremost, I think the Biden administration is charged with the task of one, restoring America's democracy, right? And two, strengthen America's standing globally, which has been significantly declined under the leadership of his predecessor. So his plate is full. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And I think it will take more than just speeches that will unite the country, positive speeches, uplifting speeches, but more so we will need to see some of his policies, both domestic and foreign policy, to see how they are translated into actual change for the American people in the rest of the world.
Now, you talk about his predecessor, and the 4 years of Trump's presidency was marked by the America First priority, really, which he was a top issue for him. How do you see U.S. foreign policy looking like under the Biden administration?
Obviously, the former president, rejected the notion of globalization, which was to the detriment of the American economy and America as a whole. Because as the United States was turning its back on the world, especially in Africa, in the middle of a global health crisis, the U.S. withdrew from the World Health Organization, organization that Africa benefits from greatly when it comes to health services. I think it undermines what America stands for, which is a beacon of hope for the rest of the world. So I think President Biden will address the notion of globalization, and it will be interpreted into his domestic and foreign policies ultimately.
And what do you think the impact of this will be on U.S.-Africa relations specifically?
You know, I think this is a new government. It's a new day. It's a new start. And I think historically, African governments allow the United States to shape Africa, the continent's bilateral and trade policies. I think there's an opportunity here for African governments all across the continent to be involved in the shaping of the foreign policy that will come out of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, as well as the United States Congress. Again, the continent as a whole is a strategic partner to the United States government. So I think the embassies here in DC needs to be at the forefront to ensure the policies coming out of DC are a reflection of the needs of the people on the ground, not mere the interests of the American government. And I'm really happy to see that we have a new Secretary of State, Secretary Blinken, who is a career diplomat who understands Africa very well. Our President Biden used to serve as the chair of the Foreign Relations Committee in the Senate. So he understands foreign policy very well, which I think will be beneficial to the continent. But I think the continent needs to take the front seat drive to ensure the policies are reflective of the needs of the people.
And Joanna, in rounding up, what posture do you foresee the newly sworn-in president taking with regards to the coronavirus pandemic and the availability of vaccines globally?
Well, obviously, the United States, we've had over 400,000 people dead. I mean, think about it. This is a lot of people, unfortunately, and 8 million people have been infected by this virus, and the global economy has crippled. So there's a need for vaccination for the U.S., everybody in the U.S. to have access to vaccine. But what I think is also important is that rich nations must not hoard the vaccines, because we saw how one infected person in Wuhan, China, ultimately infected the entire world. So if the United States wants to prevail when it comes to the COVID pandemic, the U.S. needs to ensure that developing nations such as Ghana, Lesotho, Malawi, and so on also have access to the vaccination, because united we stand and divided we shall fall.
Joanna, thanks so much for your time this evening here on News 360. That's Joanna LeBlanc, National Security Law and Foreign Policy Expert, joining us from Washington, D.C. Stay with us here on News 360. We've got sports news with Yao Fusulabi coming up shortly.
Hello, viewers. I'm feeling very frustrated and bored in Sambu life. I'm very happy. If you don't understand, don't worry, because myself, I don't understand. We'll cross over to our senior reporter for more details.
You know, I'm learning to make a blog. I'm a funny, I just said. Vodafone, I'm a quite Ultimate Senesika to Emily to Echo all the network. I will check up there. Mitisi Montezo. Diamond Fokeni.
Fifia, Matero said, don't you put charges man on me?
See, the excitement for me is that I get to save a lot on Vodafone Cars.
Sending money on Vodafone Cars to all networks is now free. Send any amount of money as many times as you like to all networks for free. Dial *110# now to send money.
Anyone for Masumo.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Oh, baby girl, let me send you Philupa. I'll take you to the moon one of these days, pair. Makume Mutofi. Anything for you.
Oh, Kojo. I also wanted to tell you something special. I think I'm in.
Oh. Hey, Massa, wouldn't it credit?
Oh, darling.
Massa, Jai didn't am for that.
Hey, small point at the camp score.
CBG is empowering you to get digi with CBG Mobile. Simply dial *924# and you can conveniently perform your banking activities. Transfer funds without hassle, top up airtime, check your account balance, pay for your utility bills, school fees, request for your cards, and many more.
Oh, baby, sorry. I had some small technical difficulties, so where were we? I am ready.
Oh, darling, don't worry. I will always stand with you.
CBG, we stand with you. Because you pay attention. Because you know more than one angle. And see more than one opportunity. We bring you Build a Bet. Multiple legs as a single bet on one game. raising the odds, and elevating your experience.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years.
It's time to believe in you. We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma, yeah. Believe it, you can achieve. Puma, oh yeah. Clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the bliss. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Sports segment is brought to you by
Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG.
Hi, good evening. Let's do sports news now on News 360. My name is Yao Ofosulabi. Now, the Right to Dream Academy today announced a partnership deal with Egyptian-owned UK company Man Capital Limited in a bid to expand its centers across the continent. Now, the deal, worth close to $120 million, will not only expand the Ghanaian brand, but also create an avenue for women's footballers and young coaches. Here's a News Desk report. The deal was reached earlier this week after a 2-year deliberation with the Egyptian business magnate. The Mansour family is one of the richest in Egypt, and this deal with the Right to Dream Academy is set to open doors for many young footballers in Ghana. The investment in excess of $120 million is set to expand the academy in Ghana, set one up in Egypt, and maximize the space for more women footballers. Tom Vernon started the academy in Ghana in 1999.
Our vision and our dream has always been to scale the academy in Ghana, to improve the conditions that we have in Ghana so that we can match up to the conditions and the environment of the best academies in the world. We feel that across the African continent specifically, there's a lack of access to achieving your dreams in football. And so our vision has always been to replicate the academy in other parts of Africa.
The Right to Dream Academy has created an opportunity for not just footballers, but has managed to include partners in the coaching space too. The Right to Dream umbrella has former Ghana players Michael Essien, Lai Kingston and Derek Boateng in the ranks in different capacities. Vernon says the new deal gives a chance to widen that scope.
In my time, the class of 2006, 2010 and Black Stars, that's when we really saw it as a global export brand for the first time. And Right to Dream can't do it on that level, but we want to do it on our smaller level in taking the Ghanaian culture, values and football philosophy to the world. And so to do that, we need the people who know it best. And obviously, CK O'Connell was with us. Otto Addo, we're very proud of now, is assistant coach in Dortmund. And then for me, with Didi Dramani, we have the best coach in Africa working with us here in FCN. Michael Essien has moved from London to live here full-time. And work with our young Ghanaian Danish players. Yeah. And then you mentioned Derek and Lai as well. So we're always looking for the former players who have understood that they've transitioned and they need to apply the same seriousness to coaching that they apply to their playing careers.
And the ball work is. Well, let's stay in the Volta region where the Right to Dream Academy is based, and the paramount chief of Mafi traditional area, Togbi Agbeko Asem IV, has charged the West African Football Academy to try to qualify for CAF's interclub competitions. Now, he claims it is high time the team brings continental football to their doorstep.
I want far to be playing African Club Championship and even play World Club Championship, because I think we have players that can take us far. And management is also doing well to at least meet the needs of the players. So I see no reason why Wafa cannot raise up to the task for us to play African Club Championship. So it is my wish the next 5 years, Wafa put on the club level at African continent. Because to me it is only known in Ghana, though people from other places in Europe are buying players here. We want to see Wafa as Kotoko plays Africa Club Championship, Africa Winners Cup, and other Africa competitions. That is our wish.
Well, there's a lot more on the West African Football Academy later tonight on GPL Express. But Novak Djokovic has said that his letter calling for better conditions for players self-isolating in Melbourne was written with good intentions and has been misconstrued as being selfish, difficult and ungrateful. Djokovic was criticised after he asked Australian Open Tournament director Craig Tilley to relax quarantine rules. Well, in some results today, though, Kumasi Asante Kotoko beat Dwarfs by 1-0, and Manchester City also beat Aston Villa by 2-0. United takes on Fulham later tonight. That's all the sports news this evening here on NEWS360. Entertainment news is next.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Food Lover Special Fragrance Rice. I'm Anita Kufu, and in entertainment this evening, Charterhouse, organizers of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, have announced a call for the 22nd edition of the event. Charterhouse said in a statement that artists management, record labels, producers, instrumentalists, music composers, music industry stakeholders, and the general public that entries for participation in the 22nd Vodafone Ghana Music Awards are officially open. Entries to be submitted are for works published in 2020 only, and it added that the submission deadline is Monday, February 15th, 2021. Entries can only be made via their online portal at www.entry.ghanamusicawards.com, the statement said. Now, Big Brother Niger star girl Erica Nlewedim is in Ghana for a 3-day tour. The entertainment team and some fans caught up with her at the Kotoka International Airport on her arrival this morning. So, Erica, first off, welcome to Ghana, and I hope you had a good flight.
I did. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Now, the welcome from your fans has been overwhelming. How do you feel about it? Did you think you had such amazing fan base in Ghana?
Well, some people told me that the fan base here is so strong, so I was really excited, and I'm so happy to see you guys. I love you guys so much.
So, one may ask, why are you in Ghana? What are you here to do?
First of all, I was here for tourism, but I can't leave Ghana without seeing my fans, so I'm also here to see my fans. Yes.
And what are your expectations, and how many days are you going to be here?
I'm going to be here for 3.5 days, and my expectation is just to have fun, to see the beautiful Ghana I've been hearing so much about, and to see my fans, of course. Yes.
Well, welcome once again, and I hope you have a great time.
Thank you so much. I will.
Now, Lady Gaga is trending on Twitter because she delivered a stunning performance of the U.S. national anthem at Wednesday's inauguration of President Joe Biden. She has long been one of Biden's most out-front celebrity supporters and friends, and Gaga now joins a list of women including Beyoncé, Marilyn Horne, and Ethel Ennis, who have sung the national anthem at presidential inaugurations.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched.
That's it for entertainment this evening, but there's more on 3news.com.gh. My name is Anita Kufu. Good evening.
Anita, amazing. Breathtaking
wonderful
voice there. I'm hoping that will emulate same. Maybe in the next inauguration we'll have, Wendy Shea or Becca or Efia or
nice to see.
Eno, and all those people come sing the national anthem. It's going to help.
It will help.
We should learn these things anyway. But we will thank you so much for staying with us here on NEWS360. I am Alfredo Kansi.
And I'm Natalie Ford. There's a lot more news on our website. It's 3news.com. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely evening.
Another season of TV3 Talented Kids is here. Season 11 was fun. Season 12 will be super exciting. Are you ready? If you're 14 years or younger and can sing, dance, play an instrument, draw, act, DJ, or have any TV-friendly talent, then it's time to audition for Season 12 of Talented Kids. Audition dates and information are as follows. 21st to 22nd January, Kumasi inside Akuma FL.